Well, being a kid is supposed to be a carefree time in our life, climbing trees and eating mac and cheese. But if you're a child with type 1 diabetes, much of your day is just spent managing the disease. Tonight, we restart our Everyday Hero segment with the story of a kid who's made it his mission to turn type 1 into type none. It's a big day for Carson Magee. On this chilly November morning, Carson is getting ready to ride 3.5 miles on a unicycle from Coeur McEuen Park to Riverstone. He's raising awareness for a disease that drastically changed his life 4 years ago.
Type 1 diabetes stinks, but yeah, when we find a cure, I know life's going to be a lot easier.
Right now, this 11-year-old is focused on his blood sugar level. He endures multiple finger pokes to check his blood, as many as 10 times a day. This morning, his blood sugar is low, but a snack will equip him for Unicycling for a Cure, an event he created to coincide with American Diabetes Month.
It's actually really nice to have somebody to relate to.
Carson invited pro cyclist Dave Holden to ride along with him, a Spokane native who's part of an elite team of athletes with type 1 diabetes.
He's a special kid. He's got lots of ideas in terms of how to improve type 1 diabetes management and things he can do. I know he's come up with some small, they're small inventions, but they're still great ideas in terms of how you can better manage type 1 diabetes. So yeah, he's an impressive kid.
Impressive for sure. You could even call him a wonder kid. We first caught up with Carson last month in Hayden, where he'd scheduled a meeting with U.S. Senator Jim Risch of Idaho.
So hi, Senator Risch. As you know, my name is Carson Magee.
How you doing?
And I'm 11 years old, and I was diagnosed 4 years ago with type 1 diabetes.
With his friends by his side, this 6th grader turned pint-sized activist urged the senator to support legislation to provide Medicare coverage for glucose monitors for seniors.
So we would greatly appreciate it if you co-sponsor this legislation.
Today in Congress, there's no more money. I mean, the money's all gone. So what you have to do is find something else, a stale program or somewhere where you can take it from in order to pay for it.
So how does a kid get a meeting with a U.S. senator?
And we're going to get this done, and we will find a pay for.
Let alone convince him to co-sponsor legislation to fund his cause? Let's start from the beginning.
Well, I went just for a checkup, and my mom just mentioned that I was kind of drinking a lot of water and stuff. So the doctor said that I should probably get tested for diabetes, and so I tested. Basically, he came back in, and he was almost in tears, and he said, go to the hospital, pack your bags and go to the hospital.
Carson was just 7 years old and had no idea how the diagnosis was about to change his life. Living with an incurable disease can be a monumental challenge for a young kid. How you deal with it can also give you a new purpose.
I didn't want to get shots or prick my finger anymore, so that's why I wanted to find a cure. So I started advocating.
And not just advocating, Carson began inventing. He created a blood sugar test kit that takes on the shape of a wristwatch and came up with the Swipe and Wipe, a 3-in-1 blood sugar test strip, winning Idaho State awards for both inventions. He won a contest co-sponsored by Ford for a race car design that raised nearly $4,000 for diabetes research. Carson was also selected to be a child delegate to Washington, D.C., where he encouraged members of Congress to continue funding diabetes research at the tune of $150 million annually. And just recently, he convinced Idaho Governor Butch Otter to designate the second Monday in February Type 1 Diabetes Awareness Day. Do you ever wonder, why me? Why did I get diabetes?
Yeah, I actually wonder that a lot. It's an autoimmune disease, and you can't really do anything to get it, but I don't know, I think God has a plan for me. So.
What's the plan?
To find a cure for diabetes and just to stay strong and help advocate.
A plan and a passion to bring awareness to a disease he refuses to let sideline or derail him, but one that set him on a spiritual course.
I got to give it all to God, I'd say. because, I don't know, he just kind of helps me stay strong, and when I'm having bad times or something, you know, he helps me get through that, so.
Wow, what a special kid. Well, Chris and I took part in Northern Quest Casino's Charity Craps Throwdown earlier this month. Carson, well, his life inspired me so much that I played for juvenile diabetes research and won $800 for the cause. By the way, Carson had a birthday since our story, so happy 12th birthday, Carson Magee.